progression. So let's talk about the three worlds, right? When I say worlds, I'm talking about dimensions, layers of objective reality. Okay? Number one, thought, the world of thought. And we can break these up into two variations where you have abstract and concrete. Then we go into desire. You can call this the emotional world. You can call it the etheric, the astral world as well. I mean, there's many different names for that. As long as we have an understanding of what I'm talking about, layers of reality. And then we have the physical world, physical density and substance, right? So we see the three principles in the three worlds as well. We have consciousness, emotion, physicality, right? So again, the physical world is the chemical region. And also there's the etheric region. And that brings us up to the astral or the emotional region. And then we get into thought, mind, right? So the four kingdoms, which again, there are more than that. You could, if you want to start at the foundational one, this is the elemental world, kingdom, right? From the elements, then come the mineral kingdom. And then we have the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, and the human kingdom. And yes, it will go on from there as well. Okay. One thing to note, I will state that there is a celestial kingdom as well. So the anima mundi, right? This is a phrase meaning soul of the world. Yes, the planet is a living being. The celestial bodies are alive. They are a higher kingdom than even us, right? We look at the human being inside of our own body, in our microbiome, our cellular, the nervous system, our bones. I mean, we can see it's a whole universe within ourselves. It's very similar to a planet, right? With the human beings and the plant, mineral, and animal kingdom as well. So that's good to know. Now, I'm going to briefly talk about this. So when we look at the mineral kingdom, right, it has a collective spirit as well. Collective spirit and an ego. It's kind of own personality that separates, from quartz to limestone, right? There's kind of a division of its own identity, but it also has its own collective spirit as well. Okay, and this is in the realm of thought. Everything comes from thought, but it only achieves the physical, the chemical region. So it has a dense body. Then we move, it does not have a vehicle for the etheric. It does not have a vehicle for the emotional, and it does not have a vehicle for the concrete region of thought. So within the plant kingdom, yes, it has a chemical, a dense body. Plant kingdom also has a vital body, an etheric, energetic body. It does not have emotions. And I'm going to say this right now. Many people always, pull out the study of, plants have emotions. No, they do not. They do not have emotions. That is a misinterpretation by the scientism materialists, the scientists. They do not understand occultism. They do not understand these layers of reality. When they perform these studies, they are seeing that plants are responding to stimuli on the etheric level, the etheric layer of reality. They are conflating that with emotion. That is not emotion. It is a response to energy. So through the etheric, energetic reality, there is communication. You have to understand that plants are attached to the earth, the ground. They are a part, they are an extension of the celestial kingdom. Okay, so they do not have emotion. They do not have a central nervous system. They do not have the spiritual components, the hardware to activate emotion, right? Just a vital body. And yes, they do have a collective spirit and an ego as well. The animal kingdom, yes, has a dense body. Yes, has an etheric vital body. And yes, has a desire emotional body as well. Animals have emotion. They also have a collective spirit and an ego. So, why this is important, because right when we get into this category of the animal kingdom having the emotions as well, we get into sentience, autonomy. Animals are autonomous. They have sentience. Sentience means that you have emotion. You can think and feel. Now, obviously, they're not at the level of human beings, but they are sentient beings. Now, let me go back and state this. Plants are not sentient. They are conscious. They have consciousness. All is consciousness, different layers and levels of consciousness. But plants are part of consciousness, not sentience. So when we get into the animal kingdom, now we're in sentient beings, right? But animals, of course, do not have the higher order thinking. They do not have that concrete thinking that we have of logic and reason. Or willpower as well at that level, at that spiritual level. But they have a collective spirit and an ego. Human beings, we have the dense body, the vital body, the emotional body. We have mind, right? Both with concrete logic and reason and abstract region as well, imagination. Okay, and we have the ego, the individual aspect of ourselves, right? I am will. Now, of course, I am not just will. I am will in this incarnation, having this experience. Remember, we are having a subjective experience in an objective reality. So what's the difference between spirit and soul? Because layers of consciousness, you can picture this as a spiral. It's really more like a toroidal field, a torus, which a spiral is just the inverse negative image of a toroidal. This is what the spiral is. If you picture the all, source, mind, then from there, it expands into an outward expression of experiencing itself, which creates the layers and levels, the layers of reality, but also the levels of consciousness. So I will state in my personal belief, I will say when I believe something or if I don't know something, but from my experiences and my research, we evolve from these levels of consciousness, from the elemental to the mineral, to the plant, to the animal, to the human, and beyond. So what I'm saying, it's a stepwise progression. If the evolutionary process is activated within the individual, the ego. The ego is the vehicle of the individual self that allows me that I am the single unit of infinite consciousness. I am going to take this experience to evolve and grow, to experience itself, and to step upon the spiral staircase of consciousness to eventually work my way back up to source. Right? So that is the progression. So animals once they have achieved their requirements, that soul that has started from the anima. This is what anima means. It means soul. They will graduate and incarnate as a human being. All right? Marinate on that for a little bit.